All right, y'all, let's have some Sunday supper here in Kentucky. Guess what? We're gonna make an easy and quick shrimp Alfredo. First thing you wanna do is get you a big old stock pot, pour it full of water, and salt the hell out of it. Make it taste like ocean water. Bring it to a boil. I always bring my water to a boil before I put noodles in it. To each their own, but I like that better because I don't like mushy noodles. And this is the kind of noodles we're using for our shrimp Alfredo. It's bow tie. We love the bow tie noodles. And it's just a little bit fancy. So in another pan I have right here, let me move this so you can see. I've got my saute pan and I've got a tablespoon of olive oil and 2 tablespoons of real butter melting in my pan. And I'm going to turn the heat down to medium and I'm going to add my shrimp. And I'm going to show you what kind of shrimp I buy. This is the only kind of frozen shrimp I will purchase. So let me show you. Okay, let me show y'all the kind of shrimp I buy. I get this at Kroger's, and I don't know if anybody else carries it. I don't know. It's by Sandbar. It's 2 pounds. It's like $18 a bag. I usually get it on sale and buy a couple. It usually goes on sale for $13.98. So this is raw shrimp, the shell off. It's peeled and deveined. I let it set out on my counter for about 2 hours because I keep it in the freezer, and then I'm going to dump it in my saucepan. So we're going to open her up, and yes, it's a she. Let me turn my camera back around so y'all can see. And I'm going to just throw her in there. Hear that? You want your pan hot, and you want it sizzling. So we're going to toss her around in the butter and the olive oil mixture really quick. We're going to cook her for about 5 minutes. Then we're going to pull her off and make her sauce. Oh, my oven's ready. I made homemade garlic cheddar biscuits. I'll tell y'all how I did that in a minute. I didn't film it. I'm going to take my garlic powder and add about 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Then we're going to salt and pepper it. There's our salt. I love these things. Here's our pepper. If y'all have not bought these off the TikTok shop, do it. All right. So we're going to toss this up. We're going to let it cook, and I'm only going to stir it, I don't know, a couple times because I don't want my shrimp to break apart. And then we're going to let our water come to a boil over here and dump our pasta. Okay, while this is cooking, let me show you what I made, and I'll tell you how simple it is. These are homemade Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits. And what I did is I used my buttermilk biscuit recipe that I have on here, and I added 1.5 cups of Colby Jack cheese, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. That's it. I mixed it up and I just made them as drop biscuits. When they come out of the oven, I'm going to brush them with butter and Italian seasoning. Gotta have that little flavor, and I'm going to bake them on 450 for 12 to 15 minutes. So while this is cooking, we'll be back. Okay, once all of these shrimp just turn pink, it only takes a few minutes. I'm going to pull them off and put them in a bowl and set them to the side because we don't cook our shrimp to death. If you do, they're tough and they're chewy and it's not any good. And see how these are already turning pink? Once they all get that color, I'm going to pull them in a bowl real quick. Okay, all of our shrimp has turned pink. It's not done yet. It's halfway done. So I'm going to pull this and I'm going to pour it in a bowl over here. And I'm keeping the juices too, because there's your flavor. This is the easy part that I do. I use 1 jar. It is 15 ounces of Bertolli garlic Alfredo sauce. So I'm going to dump it in my pan that I had my shrimp in. And I'm going to keep my burner on medium. Then you know what I'm fixing to add. I'm going to fill this jar halfway full of, yes, heavy whipping cream. Gets all that goodie out. Let me shake her up real good. And this is super simple and super easy. Your kids can make this. All right, let's dump that in there. Then we're going to add 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. And I'm just going to eyeball it. That's it. We're going to let this cook for a few minutes. Then we're going to add our shrimp back to the pan. We like our shrimp Alfredo saucy. We don't like it thick. And we don't like our shrimp overcooked or our noodles. So we're going to just cook this for a few minutes, add the shrimp back in, and if we want it a little bit more thin, we're going to add more heavy whipping cream. Also, I'm fixing to put in 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Okay, this has been cooking for a few minutes. I'm going to add some fresh grated pepper to this because you got to have a pepper with Alfredo sauce. I'd say we're putting about a teaspoon in there. Then we're gonna add about a teaspoon of salt. And like I said, I already put 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. I am gonna add some parsley flakes for color. Probably about a half a teaspoon, and I'm eyeballing, as you see. I eyeball everything, except if I'm really, really following a bacon recipe. So we're gonna stir this back up, let it work its magic and get happy. Then we're gonna add a shrimp. If I can hit pause. Okay, our sauce has been cooking for 5 minutes. I'm gonna add back in my shrimp and the juice that was in the shrimp. And then we're gonna mix it up and we're gonna cook this for a few minutes. Then we're gonna pull it off the heat and just let it get happy. And this is what she looks like. Let me grab one more ingredient. I normally add in a half a cup of shredded mozzarella cheese to my Alfredo sauce. I'm out, but I have pizza. And all it is provolone mozzarella. So it's gonna be just as good. So I'm just gonna give me a handful, which is about a half a cup. And it helps your sauce thicken up a little bit. And let's just add the rest of it. You know me. We're gonna just melt this in there. Then I'm gonna turn the heat off and just let it set because my noodles are almost done. Then we're gonna mixy. I'm gonna eat a piece of shrimp. Look at her. I love shrimp. That's perfect. It's not hard. It's not chewy. It melts in your mouth, y'all. Okay, our noodles are done, and I do my noodles like my potatoes. Once I drain them, I put them back on the stove on the burner for about 15 to 20 seconds and let whatever's left of the water evaporate. See how it is? This is just all coming up from the bottom. And I just stir it while it's doing it because you don't want them to stick. All right, now let's add our shrimp Alfredo mixture to this. If I can pick it up, and we're just gonna dump it. Just like that. Let me move over here so y'all can see. There. We're gonna mix it up and we're gonna let it set for just a few minutes and let it get all happy and tasty. And then we're gonna plate her up. See how juicy it is? This is how we like ours. We don't like it thick at all. This is what we call our shrimp Alfredo. Here we go. This is our plated shrimp Alfredo. You've seen how easy that was. I mean, it's very easy and simple. Not real cost effective, but you gotta treat yourself every once in a while. I just poured it in a bowl, sprinkled over some Parmesan cheese, and we're gonna eat it like this. So go make you and your family some. Remember, love your family, and I love y'all.